Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside that weather window. And today, what a beautiful one out there as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from Wenatchee Heights in our cross camera. Thanks to Sky 5 for providing that beautiful shot of the Wenatchee Valley. And you can see our sky cover, pretty much a mixture of clouds and sun today, but temperatures weren't all that bad. We did climb in to the lower 40s, and we are on the way up as far as temperatures go. We've been talking about that all week, and that means melt. And we will see some spring melt happening over the next week or so. So just be careful out there. As we get into morning hours, roads could get slick because we're still going to be below freezing for overnight lows over the next 3 or 4 nights, and then warm up to above freezing for lows next week. But in the meantime, just be careful out there and make sure, we talked about this yesterday, that you clear all that snow around drains and pipes to allow that melt to happen. And we are going to see that. We'll talk more about it coming up later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A drug bust in downtown Moses Lake Wednesday netted heroin, meth, cocaine, crack cocaine, hundreds of illegally possessed prescription drugs, and 9 EBT cards. And Congressman Dan Newhouse says he's cautiously optimistic that an agreement will be reached soon in the ongoing U.S.-China trade talks. But first, we begin tonight. 3 vehicles about to be hauled off to a wrecking yard this morning somehow caught fire at Dick's Towing at Thurston and Chelan Avenues in Wenatchee. Chelan County Fire District 1 spokeswoman Kay McKellar said the cars were stacked up about to be loaded onto a transporter when one apparently leaked gasoline, which then ignited. Flames shot dozens of feet high at some points, and later a big plume of smoke drifted into the blue sky. Nearby streets were shut down for a short time. McKellar said workers at Dick's used a forklift to separate the vehicles, aiding in firefighters in extinguishing that fire. At about the same time this morning, a home was destroyed in a fire at 7301 Eniat River Road. Chelan County Fire Marshal Bob Plum said the fire does not appear suspicious. The older home was a total loss, he said. There were no injuries, but 2 Chihuahua dogs died in that fire. Firefighters were still at the home late this afternoon. A drug bust in downtown Moses Lake Wednesday netted heroin, meth, cocaine, crack cocaine, hundreds of illegally possessed prescription pills, and 9 EBT cards. The seizures were the result of a search warrant executed at a residence on Gumwood Street in downtown Moses Lake. 42-year-old Sonda Safford was booked into the Grant County Jail on charges of possession of heroin, meth, and cocaine with intent to deliver, as well as trafficking in stolen property. Additionally, she is charged with the school zone enhancement for trafficking drugs within 1,000 feet of a school zone. More charges are expected as the investigation moves forward. Detectives recovered over an ounce each of powder cocaine and methamphetamine, as well as lesser quantities of heroin and crack cocaine, as well as 19 Suboxone strips. Additionally, there were hundreds of prescription pills containing various controlled substances located in the residence. Congressman Dan Newhouse says he's cautiously optimistic that an agreement will be reached soon in the ongoing U.S.-China trade talks. But he's also worried about the possibility of a prolonged dispute and how it could further damage our state's tree fruit industry.
I can tell you that I've been in contact numerous times with our trade negotiators, explaining to them the importance of getting this done as soon as possible, that farmers cannot withstand another marketing season without having these markets available.
Newhouse says he met this week in Washington, D.C. with representatives of the horticultural industry. The Washington Apple Commission says the impact on trade with China due to the higher tariffs this season has been relatively minor with a smaller crop. But the impacts on cherry and pear growers have been reported to be severe.
Everyone recognizes that the spring is coming. We're going to have potentially a larger apple crop this year than we had last year, and those key markets have got to be open for us. And we'll keep explaining that, making our case to the administration that we need to get this done as quickly as possible.
On a positive note, Apple Commission President Todd Fryhofer said in December that the industry was, quote, very optimistic about the domestic market, which was seeing improved prices compared to 2017. Coming up next, a second candidate to replace Steve Lacy as East Wenatchee mayor has stepped forward. Washington State will pay you to turn in your gun bump stocks before a federal law banning the devices kicks in on March 26th. And the Foothills Middle School Robotics Club is fundraising for 2 teams as they hope to compete in the World Championship in April. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
I'm working today.
I've got some work to do today.
Don't forget, I've got some work for you today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Thanks.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in our community.
New beginnings feel great, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Be a job creator. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Welcome back. In another news, a second candidate to replace Steve Lacy as East Wenatchee mayor has stepped forward. Jerilee Crawford, who has served in the city council since 2016, announced her candidacy Wednesday. Earlier, fellow council member Tim Dietering announced he would be running for Lacy's position. Meanwhile, Mayor Lacy, who has been East Wenatchee mayor since 1998, has announced he will not seek re-election. Crawford is deputy director of the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce and serves as chair of Rivercom. Washington State will pay you to turn in your gun bump stocks before a federal law banning the devices kicks in on March 26th. Sunday and Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Washington State Patrol offices at 2822 Euclid Avenue in Wenatchee, people can turn in up to 5 of those devices. They will receive a check in the mail for $150 for each. The buyback program was given $150,000 by the legislature this season and will end if the money runs out. There will be 8 buyback locations throughout the state and another 8 on March 24th and 25th, but the nearest buyback location to Wenatchee in the second round will be in Ellensburg. To participate, you must be a Washington resident with a valid ID. The Foothills Middle School Robotics Club is fundraising for 2 teams as they hope to compete in the World Championship coming up in April. A few of the students joined Dan Kuntz on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to talk about their achievements and how to donate.
3 that are sitting to my immediate left are really smart, so smart that hopefully, if we get enough money, they're going to Louisville, Kentucky for the World Robotics Championship the last few days in April. Kids, introduce yourselves to our audience. You go first.
I'm Kaden Cummings.
I'm Rylan Nelson.
I'm Miranda Nyack.
And well, first of all, welcome to the program. You're no stranger because we did a feature on you guys last year, and you were a part of it, weren't you? Yeah. So you guys are going to, hopefully, again, thumbs up, you guys hopefully are going to the World Championships, which again is in Louisville at the end of April. How did you get this far? What did you win, and how did you accomplish to get the shot to actually go to Louisville?
At the state competition, my team got an award for our STEM research project, which was this year the theme for all the STEM research projects was math, and so my team designed a house that would be good for living on Mars. So that's how we got qualified for Worlds.
Okay.
We got qualified by getting 3rd place in the entire tournament.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's third. 3rd place. How many teams were competing?
What was it?
32.
32?
32, and you got 3rd?
At state.
Yes, at state.
That's good. People want you to go to Louisville, but they want to give you money. So how do they go about doing that? You doing fundraisers, anything like that?
We do fundraisers, and some people sponsor us, I guess. But one of our sponsors is called the Benevolent Night at Pybus. It's on April 10th.
April 10th, okay.
We're going to have a fundraiser. We're going to have more information sent out. We have we do have a Facebook page that we will put information out. You can find us at FMS Robotics. If anybody wants to make a donation, they can bring it into Foothills Middle School and just tagline, robotics. And if there's any businesses that are willing to work with us, they can get a hold of Aaron Hansen at hansen.a@wenatcheeschools.org.
Let's make this happen.
Congratulations to both of those teams. The Foothills Middle School Robotics Club will also be at the Wenatchee Wild game tonight for Chuck-a-Puck and the 50-50 raffle. Well, a series of small snow slides shut down a portion of State Route 971 at Lake Chelan yesterday afternoon. State Trooper John Bryant shared this video of the scene near milepost 11 where one of the slides occurred. The road was closed for 3 hours for cleanup. Trooper Bryant reminds motorists to watch out for snow and rocks in the roadway as temperatures start warming up. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story. And speaking of warming up, I'll have your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Moving doesn't have to be back-breaking, stressful work. And I don't want you to make a move that way ever again.
Traditionally, you would rent a truck. You would load up your stuff. You would rent a storage unit. You would transport it. And finally, you would unload your stuff yourself. You don't have to lift a finger. We bring the mobile storage unit to you. We drop it off. Then one of our trusted packers can load it for you. We come pick it up and store it securely for you. We bring it back to you. No hassle, no stress.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's features story, we conclude our series on the Chelan County Drug Court from this week's NCWLIFE magazine with Caitlin Hedersheet.
Mr. Moore, you're doing great.
Yeah, I'm Andrew Moore. I'm 35. I'm from Wenatchee my whole life. I kind of started out with the whole addiction game pretty early in life. Substances were always around, like from when I was even a little kid, so it wasn't hard to get in there, I guess you could say. Got in trouble, got involved with like gang stuff, you know, kind of had a rough upbringing a little bit. My mom struggled with me and my brothers. Had a lot of animosity towards the world because didn't think it was fair, you know, kind of thing. After dealing with some self-struggles, I got in trouble one last time and instead of sitting in jail forever, they said that they were starting this new thing here and asked if I wanted to be a part of it. And I sat for a week or two thinking about it and decided, yeah, why not? You know, my life has been going downhill for a long time, doing the same thing over and over again, so I decided to give it a shot. Ultimately, they do care, and it, I don't know, it feels good, you know? As opposed to every other time I've ever gotten in trouble, it's just been like, well, you're doing this, and here you go, probation, time. Go ahead, get out of my courtroom. They don't want to do that. They will sit and talk to you, and you know, they do actually care about how you're doing. And it is like the first thing they ask when they call your name up, and you know, it's like, oh, okay. It makes you care about them too. Like, I want them to see me doing good, because you know, it's like an avenue I never took before. It's helped me bring down a lot of walls that I've had towards people that say they want to help, because it's like, you're like, why do you want to help me, you know? I'm just a ghetto kid from the neighborhood, you know? Why would you even care? But I don't know, I've learned to stop thinking like that, and like, not everybody's grows up in the dark like I did, you know? There's a lot of light shed on it for people's lives, and it helps a lot to like let people know that, you know, there are people up there, you know, higher ups, that they do want everybody to succeed, you know? Because if everything goes to crap, then, I mean, we wouldn't have none of the things we got. I think I would be in the same hole if I didn't have this program.
There's two things that I would like the community to be aware of. And that's, this is not a quick fix. It's going to take a little bit of time. This program isn't for everyone, but for the ones who want to get clean and want to have that life change, and they need the accountability to do it, this is a fantastic program. But it's still going to take a while, 1 year minimum. The other thing I'd like the community to know is that this isn't some sort of free pass. This is hard work that people are doing. Again, a minimum of a year in order to earn a dismissal. And this isn't for every type of charge.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Before we get into those details, let's take a quick look outside our weather window and a beautiful shot looking down from Omi Gardens at the Wenatchee Valley. A different look. We switched the camera around on you for this shot, and it's a beautiful one. We did have a nice day today. Still some high clouds out there, but still some blue sky, which allowed our temperatures to climb at least to 40 degrees. That's our unofficial high today. Still below where we should be for this time of year, but that's all going to change here over the next 4 or 5 days. Look at that. We set another record low temperature this morning of 24 degrees. Our old record is 26 degrees, set back in 1997. So that's 6 record lows over the past 8 or 9 days here in the Wenatchee Valley. 68's our record high. That was set in 1994. It looks like we're going to stay at 28.6 inches for snowfall for the year. Sunrise this morning at 7:14, and the sun will set tonight at 7:06. Taking a look at what we can expect now tonight. Partly cloudy skies, and remember on our cloud map here, the dark gray area is fog, and we will see some of that develop overnight into tomorrow morning. So if you are traveling in the morning tomorrow, be aware you could run into some of that patchy fog. That should burn off though. Our high March sun angle burns fog off rather quickly. Our skies will turn partly cloudy. You can see that lingering fog around much of the state, but we'll see some peaks at the sun on Saturday. Saturday into Sunday, the start of a nice warm-up for us. A little bit of fog in the morning. That will all shift into Montana and Idaho. We will see mostly sunny skies here in north central Washington on Sunday. Warmer temperatures to near 50 degrees, and even better than that on Monday. We'll see warmer temperatures, sunny skies as high pressure dominates over the western U.S., and that's keeping this rather large area of low pressure at bay, even though we will see short waves of clouds possibly move our way, but it won't be until Tuesday. Sunny skies for Tuesday, warmer temperatures with highs then creeping into the middle 50s, and we will see the middle 50s on Wednesday. A little bit more of that cloudiness moves in on us, but still a beautiful day for Wednesday. Mild conditions, dry with partly cloudy skies. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight we will drop down to 28 degrees, 43 with a little bit of fog to kick off our weekend, 48 on Sunday, and look at that beautiful warm up Monday right through Thursday, 54 Tuesday, 55 on Wednesday, and partly cloudy and 56 degrees as we get into Thursday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Open 7 days a week, Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in or take it to go, our friendly staff is here to serve you. Reservations recommended for Friday night's prime rib dinner. Call for live music dates. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Hey everyone, so today I'm tackling Medical Assistant Ninja, trying to get that next level career. Man, this dead-end job is holding me back. Decision time, I'm going Charter College. Now I'm a medical assistant student. Rocking it? Yeah, earned the President's Award. Score! Took my career to the next level. Hey, I can level up to Medical Assistant Ninja, so can you. Get on it.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs. And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Finally Friday to you. For many, the 15th of the month is payday. It's time when your bank account swells momentarily until the bill fairy comes calling. Well, today's the 15th of the month, and that brings the Cowichan Valley Capitals calling to the Wenatchee Wild, hoping they have enough left in the bank to pay it forward in the BCHL playoffs. Game 1 of the second round playoff series is tonight at the Town Toyota Center with the puck dropping at 7:05. Voice of the Wild, Art Jecker, says Wenatchee needs to be prepared for a physical game and series from the Caps.
They're a rough and tumble bunch. Kind of like Langley plays. They come at you hard and they hit heavy. And as it turns out, they're the most penalized team by far in the BCHL throughout the regular season and really in the postseason as well. And so, you know, we'll have to see how that goes. The Wild did a fair job against them in the 2 games during the regular season in terms of managing.
In fact, we also have footage from the second game. This was in January. This is up in Cowichan Valley. This was a Wenatchee Wild overtime victory.
Yeah, this is you know what, I'll tell you, in Cowichan Valley, they have been, historically, they've been tough to play in their building. Now, we've had success. We've beaten them the last 6 times in a row. We've played them either, you know, between home and away. But the last 2 times we've been in that building that you're looking at right now, both games required overtime to get it, and they were both by the same 4-3 score. And Christoph Filion with the overtime winner. So,
Game 2 is also at the Town Toyota Center tomorrow night at 7:05. The series will then shift to Duncan, BC, and the southern tip of Vancouver Island for games 3 and 4, Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, if necessary, Game 5 would also be in Canada before shifting back to Wenatchee for Games 6 and 7, if necessary. Well, we originally scheduled Big 9 soccer on the NCWLIFE channel tonight, but the snow continues to wreak havoc on area schedules, including the planned game between Eastmont and Sunnyside. That game will be tomorrow night at Lee Boftel Field at 7:30. You can watch that on the NCWLIFE channel coming up tomorrow night. So what do we do tonight? Well, we'll broadcast Game 7 of the Wild's first-round playoff series with West Kelowna. This is a game where Wenatchee fell behind by 2 goals in the first period before Lucas Sauter went nuts, scoring a hat trick in a 4-goal second period en route to a 6-3 Wild win. Puck drops tonight at 7 o'clock here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, the changes to the local schedules due to the snow has meant the Apple Bowl is a very busy venue for the next few days. Starting today, it includes tonight the Wenatchee Thunder boys lacrosse team playing a second game of the season against Hermiston. Face off at 7 o'clock. Thunder will be on the road tomorrow to take on Juanita at 2 in the afternoon. Soccer takes center stage to leap off to a field of the Apple Bowl tomorrow, beginning bright and early at 8 o'clock. Chelan hosts Cowan Benton in the first game of the day. And then at 10, it's Prosser and Cascade. Finally, at 7:30, Eastmont will host Sunnyside. Again, watch that on the NCWLIFE channel. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Weisen with the play-by-play. High school baseball coming up this weekend. Wenatchee's on the road at Sumner today. Then they'll play Richland at Auburn High School tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Eastmont also facing Richland and Sumner at Auburn. That's at 1:30 and 4 tomorrow. Cashmere will travel to Orting tomorrow to play a doubleheader with Natchez Valley. That begins at noon. On the softball circuit this weekend, Eastmont's on the road on the west side of the mountains to play a doubleheader at Curtis High School beginning tomorrow at noon. The Wenatchee track team will run tomorrow at Shoreline Stadium against Seattle Academy. That starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. There's some tennis today with Wenatchee hosting Eastmont. That'll happen again tomorrow morning. Etiat traveling to Omak, Chelan hosting Liberty Bell. And then coming up tomorrow, as we mentioned, more tennis at the Rack. Royal hosts Cashmere at 10. Then at 11, Cascade at Connell, while Oroville and Pateras play at Chelan. Jalen Knowles scored 24 points. David Crisp batted 18, and Washington held off a late charge to beat Southern Cal 78-75 yesterday in the Pac-12 tournament to reach the semifinals. Huskies built a double-digit lead a couple of times in the game, but the Trojans just would not go away. Coach Mike Hopkins said to give credit to USC on a great game.
You know, at the beginning of the game, we had great energy. Our defense was flying around. We got the lead up into double digits, and you know, USC just kept coming back. We got to give them a lot of credit. They just kept fighting back, able to have the lead. You know, Kevin made that 3-pointer at the end to cut it to 5, and then the second half, it was just a heavyweight fight. You know, back and forth. Rakocevic was great around the basket. Benny Boatwright was really shooting the basketball. One of the great players to ever play in this league, and our guys showed a lot of resiliency, and at the end of the day, our defense at the end won the game. David did a great job keeping in front. We got a deflection. Matisse went out and stole the ball. Just an incredible heart toughness game, and lucky to come out with a win.
Huskies will take on Colorado tonight in the semifinal. The other semifinal features Oregon and Arizona State. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a great weekend. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. We leave you tonight with NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson to fill us in on some of the events going on this weekend.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. My Girlfriend's Closet is an annual shopping experience hosted by Women's Service League of NCW and takes place this Friday through Sunday in the Old Hastings building. New and gently used purses, clothing, jewelry, shoes, and more are collected and sold during My Girlfriend's Closet at low prices. The proceeds raised from this event are distributed back into North Central Washington communities through their grant process. The NCW Opioid Response Conference Pathways to Prevention is this Friday from 9 to 12 at Chelan County Fire District No. 3 in Leavenworth. This is a unique opportunity to join educators, students, and community leaders and members for a facilitated discussion to address the opioid epidemic by taking action to increase awareness and prevention, and by developing innovative out-of-the-box strategies for opioid prevention for our community. Come share your ideas and be a part of the solution. Wenatchee High School presents You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown this Friday and Saturday, and again the following weekend at Wenatchee High School. This musical is based on the Peanuts comic strip characters created by cartoonist Charles Schultz and is sure to delight the entire family. Get your tickets at numericapac.org or at the door. Saturday is the Health and Wellness Fair presented by Wellness Place and Health Alliance Northwest at Pybus Public Market from 9 to 12. This is the ideal event for anyone who wants to learn more about healthy aging. There will be information booths, preventative health screening tests, and a performance by the Wenatchee Appalaires, plus fitness demos from the YMCA, SAIL program, and Wenatchee School of Karate. And finally, the Wenatchee Apollo Club is holding their annual concert this Saturday at 7 p.m. at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. This concert is entitled A Musical Smorgasbord, Blast from the Past, that will include music from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, seasoned with Apollo Club favorites, pop, folk, jazz, and classics. It's all on the menu for a memorable evening of song. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the community calendar at ncwlife.com.
And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great weekend.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.